Hello, and welcome to the Iaconian Archives. I am the archivist, your host and reader. In this episode, I will be sharing an excerpt from Cone by author AltraViolet, which was originally posted on the auspicious date of January 1st, 2020. It's a tale describing the Decepticon Justice Division's first assignment, where a team is sent to deal with a mech who works as a safety cone at a Decepticon ammunition factory. Yes, you heard that right. So pour yourself a glass of Swerve's Nightmare Fuel, get comfortable at your console or in your berth, close your optics, and let's enter the archives. My job is to put out the cones. Duh. They scanned me and constructed a bunch of sparkless mini-cons shaped like cones. I call them my cone clones, 'cause I'm clever with wordplay. They can transform and stuff. They have robot modes, like they can stand on two legs, and they got arms but no head, and the arms have tools instead of hands. They double as helpers for maintenance, or they go into the ammo machinery to declog it when it gets clogged. But they aren't smart, and they tend to get in the way and piss people off. So, mostly they stay in cone mode, and it's my job to go around and put them down where the chemical spills happen. After the spill team cleans it up and we get the okay, I go back and pick them all up again. I store them in a mezzanine near the furnaces and energon tanks, 'cause those are the things that break down the most. I sleep in the mezzanine too, 'cause it's free. They never gave me quarters. Anyway, it's nighttime, and I'm running around avoiding turmoil 'cause the Megatron incident happened earlier in the day, and I just wanted to make myself as scarce as possible. All the daytime lights are off, just the emergency lights on. I'm little enough that I don't set off the alarm sensors, so I'm running around checking the gauges on the energon tanks, even though that's not my job, but the mech whose job it is can't read, so I do it so we don't get all exploded by overheating or something. And also, sometimes I sneak a little energon. Weapons-grade energon don't taste too good, but the rations don't either. But then I hear a sound, and the big lights come on. I crouch down on the pipe I've been standing on, tuck myself right into the U-bend, 'cause this is weird. The overhead lights never come on at night. And then I hear some voices. It's Turmoil and Ramjet and some mech I've never heard before. I hear lots and lots of footsteps. I peek around the pipe. It's Turmoil and Ramjet and 5 mechs I've never seen before. Turmoil looks really happy, which I don't think I gotta tell ya is a really bad sign. Ramjet looks like he's about to forcibly eject his rations. His wings are twitching like crazy, and the 5 mechs are looking around the place, grinning. All different shapes and sizes and colors. I have no idea why these 5 are together. Usually tanks hang with tanks and guns hang with guns. They don't have any badges showing they're in a particular infantry together, except the Deceptor brand. Turmoil says some stuff, and Ramjet stammers some stuff, and then they get out of there, and it's just me and these 5 mechs who went to Bludgeon University to learn how to smile. This is when I start getting a bad feeling in the back of my processor, like maybe I should get out of there right now. One of the mechs is purple, and his face is the Decepticon badge, but bigger and on his face. He has a cape and tank tread parts, and he's swaggering around. "Our first job. Megatron just sent me a private message. We must dispose of a Decepticon known to work in this facility." "What'd he do?" This mech has no eyes, and I can't tell what his alt mode is. He has weird spiral things coming off of his shoulders. His voice has that scratchy undertone mechs get when they suck down too many electrical surges. It gives me the creeps. "That most heinous crime," says Badge Face. He leans forward to put some tenseness into the moment. "Breaching protocol." "That's it?" asks No Eyes. "He wasn't a spy or a traitor or something?" "His breach resulted in an embarrassing incident," snaps Badge Face. "Pfft," says No Eyes. "He's an embarrassing incident." No Eyes jerks a thumb at one of the big guys behind him. "Hey," says the big guy. He speaks slowly. I'm familiar with the type. Big on the strong, not so big on the smarts. He has an X covering his eyes. What's with these mechs and their eyes? "Let's get him," says the other big guy. Not yet, says Badgeface. Speaking of protocol, first we have to take roll call. What? Says No Eyes. Why? Because it's part of the protocol. Badgeface pulls a datapad from subspace with a flourish. Tarn? He glances at the others and then bows. Here. One of the big guys claps. The other one looks confused, then claps too. He has 4 arms, so together it sounds like clap, clap, clap. Thank you, says Tarn. He squints at the datapad. Can? No Eyes waves a hand and says, here. Helix? Forearm says, here. I can't tell what his alt mode is, but looking at his frame makes my lines go cold. I work with equipment that melts metals. This mech melts metals with his frame. He has the telltale blaster on his torso. There's blood all around it. At this point, the back of my processor is banging on the front of my processor, and I'm thinking, isn't it weird these mechs are named after cities? Boss! The thinnest mech raises a hand. He's definitely a rifle alt mode. I'm almost relieved I can identify it. I have no idea what he said, though. It was in some other language. Thesaurus. The big guy with the X on his face booms out. Here. Excellent, then we are assembled, says Tarn. He tucks the datapad away and pulls out another one. And then it hits me. This is the goddamn DJD. I'm shaken. Where's your gun? Asks Thesaurus. Didn't you get a fusion cannon? It's being modified, says Tarn, looking at his right forearm. I'm having it adapted to better suit our needs, as Megatron would have wanted it. It will serve us all well to emulate Megatron at every opportunity. Megatron don't wear a cape. Shut up. Tarn resets his vocalizer all dramatic-like and rereads from the datapad. For the level 1 infraction of aggravated desertion of a post, the Decepticon known as Cone is hereby sentenced to death. I scarcely hear the DJD clap again. Desertion of a post? I'm mad and scared. It's not my fault Megatron can't see a puddle the size of Triptychon. Seriously, who strolls through a Decepticon ammunition factory without watching where they're going? Cone looks like this, Tarn is saying, brandishing a datapad with a picture of me on it. There's literally nothing more nightmare-fuely than Tarn holding up your picture. Last known whereabouts is this sector of the facility. Decepticons, go forth and cleanse. The DJD give a mix of sloppy salutes and affirmative grunts and spread out. I freeze, digging my hands into the U-bend of the pipe. I think of the horror stories I've heard, how the DJD hunts down deserters and traitors and rips them apart. I'd always heard Helix is a small mech, though, and Kaon is a tank. Tarn said that this was their first job. Had all the previous members been killed and new mechs rotated through? I don't have time to think about it, though. I have 2.4 seconds to think of a plan to save myself before Thesaurus lumbers too close. I shove all my stupid feelings of scaredness deep inside and scamper up the pipe. I may not have guns or big scary alt mode or dead sparkless eyes, but I do have one major advantage. I know this ammo factory inside and out. You can find this story posted in its entirety at archiveofourown.org, along with nearly 40,000 original Transformers transformative works. Give it a read and let the author know what you thought. Comments and kudos encourage authors to keep producing their art. Please subscribe to this channel and you'll know when new videos are posted. As always, comments and suggestions are welcome below. If you would like to suggest a story or a selection from a longer fanfic for reading here on the Iaconian Archives, please view our video from the archivist suggesting content, and you could hear me read some of your favorite Transformers fanfiction. From tonight's author and myself, thank you for your time and support.